weird because I want to do the video to just, when we're done, upload video to YouTube and not have to do anything to it. Which means they get this, maybe, if it bothers to record it. But for the actual podcast, of course, I'll cut all this out and start with the, oh, damn, you know. It's very strange. Anyway, that's 40 seconds. Surely that's good enough.
I guess we're about to find out. Well, you're about to find out in a few hours.
Yeah, I'll find out later. All right. Ow, jam! Hello again, and welcome to the Manapool. This is episode 519. That is 519 of the Manapool, and that is not a small number. We are brought to you this week by nobody. And by viewers like you. Listeners? Viewers? Listeners?
Viewers. People.
People like
Things.
you. Things like you. Also
Places.
Stuff. Good lord. So I'm Chewy, the lead dork. And bad at this game. With me as always are these other dorks. Hi, dorks.
Hi, I'm Brian. I'm the lead rambler, tangent master of the group. And I gotta say that it's a pleasure to be here today. Even if I'm drowning. Not actually drowning, don't call the police.
I was gonna say, wait, what?
Felt like it a little bit today. We've had a lot of rain. Next.
I'm Mike. I'm the rules guy and the game lore guy. And I'm also happy to be here. Thankfully, I was able to stay out of the rain, but I could definitely hear it all day. It was pretty obvious.
And I'm Dirk, the self-proclaimed greenest man alive and moral compass of the group. And I, like Brian, got to be out in the rain today. And it was less than pleasant. But it's funny when I was driving that you got to see heavy rain, clear skies, heavy rain, blue skies, heavy rain. It is just sort of, it's just all over the place. I feel like the North Carolina right now is going through bipolarism or menopause. I know they're not the same thing, but like not even close, but still.
Maybe North Carolina is pregnant, or maybe North Carolina is eating peaches. I don't understand.
It's just, you just have, oh, it's sunny, and then it's just a torrential downpour where you just think, darn it, why didn't I buy those boat supplies?
Anyway, let's get as far away from that entire thought as we possibly can.
Right.
So, oh my god. So glad we're decided to do this live, so I can't edit all that out.
You could, but then people later would be like, fake news! This wasn't the way it was presented. Hashtag.
And that would have been correct. So, Dirk, do me a favor. Just stay muted for the rest of the episode now.
Okay, no.
Who's Dirk?
Alright, so we're gonna talk this week about the rest of Commander 2018 because there's so much awesomeness in Commander 2018 that we didn't actually get through it all last week.
Not even close. And just FYI for the listeners that are like, why does Brian sound like he hasn't read these before? It's because, once again, I kind of left this alone. So, aha. You are also not the boss of me.
I mean, they might be. You don't know.
If the judges are listening to this podcast, then I have to seriously question a couple things.
Like magic judges? Because some of them are listening.
Like my actual, judge.
Oh, like real world judges.
Yes.
Oh, not that strange cult that hangs around magic tournaments.
You mean the slaves? Are they being paid? They're not being paid, right?
I mean, sort of. Let's not get into that. Jesus, how many things are you guys gonna make me wish I had edited? Just nobody say anything that is gonna make me hate you. Okay.
So I'll just mute.
Yeah. Okay. So Mike, it's you and me this episode.
So
All
it
right.
looks like, because they put the new cards at the front of each
Probably
section.
got about 15 minutes before I have to mute too.
Right. So it looks like they put the new cards at the front of each color, right? So
Yeah,
just
like
glancing
they
through
always do.
here, it looks like we've already covered all of the multicolored. Is that correct?
I don't know.
Pretty sure.
I was up in white.
I'm pretty sure we covered all of these. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
So, okay. Well, what do you see in white?
Oh, well, why don't we start in white then? Or why are you muted? So, let's switch over to... Oh, look at that sweet new setup. Oh, that's so pretty. So, this first one that we haven't talked about is the Boreas Charger. Boreas?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Like, if that was an L, it'd be Boreal, but it's an S. So I want to say Boreas, even though that's probably not right. Anyway, so the Boreas Charger for 2 and a white is a 2/1 flying Pegasus. Ooh. When it leaves the battlefield, choose an opponent who controls more lands than you. Search your library for a number of plains cards equal to the difference. Whoa. And reveal them. Put one of them onto the battlefield tapped and the rest into your hand, then shuffle.
That's cool.
That's nice. Yeah.
So it helps you catch up if you fall behind. It also helps you catch up to that person who's been ramping like a lunatic.
Mike.
Wow, that didn't come across as judgmental at all. Mike.
I needed to cast my spells.
Lands are important. So, but yeah, this is pretty cool. It's very reminiscent of land tax, but it's on a 2/1 flyer. So
Yeah.
cool.
And it doesn't like throw them all onto the battlefield. It
Mm-hmm.
just gives you one and the rest go to your hand.
Yes, which
So
feels
you have a steady supply.
Yeah.
yes
So it's not, busted.
stupid.
Yeah. Although you could blink it and get multiple cards in hand
Mm-hmm.
to use for things. Like the first thing I think of is Mike with his seismic assault, but whatever.
That would be pretty funny.
Mike's like, oh man, look at all those lands. Thank you.
Seems pretty good.
Yeah, so that's pretty good. Okay, so we read Imperial Storm because that's got
Yeah.
Commander Storm.
I don't think we did Heavenly Blade Master. I think it was up, and it was one of the many cards we didn't get to.
I think so. Yeah. So what's that do?
Heavenly Blade Master for 5 and a white is a 3/6 angel with flying and double strike. Ooh, double strike. When it enters the battlefield, you may attach any number of auras and equipment you control to it. So it's one of those things. Just the hey, I'm Voltron. I'll form the head and the legs and all that good stuff. And then other creatures you control get +1/+1 for each aura and equipment attached to Heavenly Blade Master. Oh, that's cool. So, all right, I dig it.
So it's not just a giant threat. It's a giant threat and a massive team pump.
Huh, yeah, that's cool.
I like it.
Yeah.
Huh. So you can go wide and tall at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
And if it takes a living weapon from a germ, the germ will still be alive because it's getting pumped.
Hey!
Ooh.
German's like, "Wah." Maybe it'll be a Nurex worm. Oh man, the next just as a quick aside, the next Plague Inc. video is that I'm gonna put up is the Nurex worm run that I did.
Mm-hmm.
Man, Nurex worm is so much fun. I named it Tackle Maggot because I'm a Magic player.
The Plague Inc. videos are really good. But half
Really?
the time I'm like, you have so many points. Buy stuff. Buy stuff. God, buy stuff.
They go up faster than I'm aware of. All right.
Yeah. I know that's why.
Anyway, sorry. I saw when you mentioned a germ that was gonna kill someone, and I'm like, ooh, ooh, ooh. All right, so the Blade Master is pretty sweet.
Absolutely.
Yes, it is. I like it.
And the art is a little too on the nose. Like it's the angel wearing armor, holding two swords, with I don't know what.
With like a halo.
Yeah, with the halo around her head, and what is this?
I don't know.
Around
Some
her
blood
feet.
things.
I
know if
thought
they're
they were sort of
pendants.
like feather shards or something, but I don't know if they're attached to her, like on string or what.
Yeah, I can't tell if those are part of her outfit or if they're just floating there.
Yeah, they might be. It's hard to tell. I think they're attached to the outfit.
Weird. At least her wings aren't made of swords. That's a good point. My name is 14. By the way, for all of you listening, don't forget, we live stream the show over on twitch.tv/themanapool. You could be here with us, offering up your own commentary for us to mostly ignore. Huh. All right. Did we talk about the unicorn?
I don't know if we talked about any of the lieutenants.
I don't think this one was up.
Okay, well...
I'll grab it.
Okay.
Loyal Unicorn for 3 and a white. It's a 3/4 unicorn that's uncommon with vigilance, and it's a lieutenant. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control your commander, prevent all combat damage that would be dealt to creatures you control this turn. Other creatures you control gain vigilance until end of turn.
Seems pretty good.
I like that effect a lot.
Wow. So if you have your commander, all of your stuff... Combat damage. Okay, all of your stuff is safe, and they all get vigilance.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. And it's a unicorn.
Mm-hmm.
Please tell me this is in Aminatu's deck. Hang on. Subjective reality. What's it called? Loyal Unicorn.
Loyal
Yup.
Unicorn.
Yeah. Since it's uncommon, it's probably in each of the white decks.
Oh, it is, isn't it? I didn't even see that.
Mm.
That's really great, though. The little girl commander has a unicorn as a lieutenant because duh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay then.
Cool.
So we
A
read
unicorn
Megas.
and a Pegasus.
Did we read Megas of the Balance?
No, I don't think Megas of the Balance was up yet.
Oh dear
The-
God.
Fools,
so
they did it. Those
Yeah, I know.
maniacs.
So they've been doing this really nifty cycle in I can't think off the top of my head whether it's been filled out one in each color yet. This really nifty cycle in the commander products where there's this creature with an activated ability that reproduces some super powerful spell from Magic's past. And this one, Magus of the Balance, for 1 and a white, it's a 2/2 human wizard. For 4 white, tap and sacrifice Magus of the Balance. Each player chooses a number of lands they control equal to the number of lands controlled by the player who controls the fewest, then sacrifices the rest. Players discard cards and sacrifice creatures the same way.
It's a balance.
Balance.
On legs.
Well, it's not repeatable.
I
But what-
mean, it also costs 5, so you know that makes it better than Balance.
Well, and they can blow it up. You know,
better,
I mean,
more fair. I mean,
this is why they can do stuff like Magus of the jar, Magus of the Balance. You know,
Mhm.
because they're easier to respond to and deal with. But still, it's still balance. So you gotta respect that.
We got confirmation in the chat that they haven't made a green one yet.
Mystic Remorse says Balance, Yawgmoth's Will, Wheel of Fortune, and Mind's Desire.
Yeah, those are the only ones I could think of. I couldn't think of a green one.
So yeah, but again, because Balance, the card, is completely unbalanced. Yeah, this costs 5 to activate. and you have to sacrifice the guy, which it turns out is a bonus.
Yeah.
You know, assuming you have more creatures.
The fewest creatures.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah,
That's true.
the fewest creatures. Then you have one less, and everybody has to sack more.
Yep.
But okay, then. So, that is it for the new cards in white. Only those 5.
Yep.
So let's jump down to blue. So each of the Commander Planeswalkers have spells that they cast. And this is the first one, Aminatu's Augury. For 6 blue. I hope the microphone isn't picking that up, but there's some serious turn down for what going on above me. For 6 blue, it is a sorcery. Exile the top 8 cards of your library. You may put a land card from among them onto the battlefield. Until end of turn, for each non-land card type... Okay, wait a minute. There's a lot of words here. For each non-land card type, okay, you may cast a card of that type from among the exiled cards without paying its mana cost. Okay, so if you flip up a land and 7 instants, you only get to cast one of them.
Yes.
Because you only get to cast one of each card type. Okay. Got it. But that is a lot of free stuff for 8 mana. Potentially.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, like, the God draw would be a land, and then a creature, a planeswalker, an instant, a sorcery, an artifact, an enchantment, and a tribal? Wait, what am I?
A tribal.
Is that it?
I think those are the only kinds of card. I think those are the only types of cards that could be in a deck.
Huh. So yeah, that's the God draw. That's gonna happen to like one person, and it's gonna be sick. But the chat makes a good point. What would you do if a little girl walked up to you and blew 8 moths in your face?
Where are your parents?
Yeah, I would probably, after I got done freaking out and crying, I would probably very sternly ask her what the hell was her problem. Huh. But it does cost 8, and it is... well, I don't want to say RNG dependent because it's not a digital game, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. But still, that's really cool.
There is some kind of RNG underlying parts of the real world. We just don't know what the seed is and what the algorithm is.
That's true. Huh. All right. So since nobody's chiming in on that, how about the next one?
We done Echo Storm?
We did.
I don't know that we did on Echo Storm.
Yeah, we did Echo Storm.
Okay.
Yeah, we did. I think the black one hadn't shown up yet, so we hadn't done that one. But I think the others
Oh.
we did.
Yeah, we did. We had to go look it up.
We did?
Oh,
yeah, you're right.
It was
Yeah, 'cause chat was
Bone
losing its mind.
Storm.
Bone Storm. You're right. I remember now.
So, how about the next Planeswalker spell here? It's 2 cards over.
Scrolling to it. Oh, wait, 2 cards over?
Yeah, Estrid's Invocation.
Oh, whoops. Yes, you're right. Estrid's Invocation costs 2 and a blue. It's a rare enchantment. You may have Estrid's Invocation enter the battlefield as a copy of any enchantment you control, except it gains. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may exile this enchantment. If you do, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control.
Oh, I
So
get it.
it's a clone enchantment, except you can keep resetting it.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't want to be like, well, this thing was awesome 5 turns ago. Too bad somebody else has played something that's amazing, and I don't need it anymore. So, cool. And for 3 mana, that's not bad. That's the same cost as the original copy enchantment from Ravnica Law. So, yeah.
At first, I was thinking blue, but that's steel enchantment. That's something else.
All right, then.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. So this turn, I would like this to be a buff. So wait. Oh, it enters the battlefield as a copy. So if you copy an aura, you have to stick it on something. Got it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, how does that work if you want to copy an aura? Oh, it's easy. It just does. Okay.
You just do it.
Yeah.
The easy way. All right, next we have Ever Watching Threshold. And this is kind of reminds me, in Back to the Future 2, the sentient house, comes in. It's like, Jennifer, you need lights and that sort of stuff. So this guy's coming home, and it's like, hello, person. Oh, what do you want to listen to on Audible right now? Except a little freakier. So the Ever Watching Threshold for 2 and a blue is an enchantment. And whenever an opponent attacks you and or a planeswalker you control with 1 or more creatures, draw a card. Seems pretty good.
You think they know we're here?
I find some of these words, it's interesting. It has to spell it out. Whenever an opponent attacks you and or a planeswalker you control, so it's not that they don't have to pay. You don't get to draw the card if they attack your planeswalker. I get that, but with 1 or more creatures, well, they can't attack you with things that aren't creatures. So I'm wondering if that second part really needs to be spelled out.
Well, it's written that way to make it such that you can only get 1 card at a time.
I get that part.
That's why it's written that way.
Okay.
Yeah, anytime they say attack you, it says with creatures. Nobody says
attack you with the dark knife.
Yeah, I don't think anything says whenever someone attacks you, do a thing. It says whenever someone attacks you with a creature. Right?
Right.
Like, that's just the templating that they use.
And if it said with creatures, then that might imply that it has to be multiples, and they needed to make it clear.
Yeah. So, if I attack Dirk with 2 creatures and attack Dirk's Planeswalker with 2 creatures, and he has an Ever-Watching Threshold, he draws a card. Yes.
1 card.
This is not a trick question.
Okay, then. So, did we looked at one of the loyal cards last week? Was it the Drake?
I think it was the
I think it was the
Drake.
Drake.
I think it was the Drake. Yes.
In the chat a minute ago, someone pointed out, do you see a sliver when you look at this? And
A
yeah,
little bit, yeah.
Because of the shape of the wing there and the way the head is bent, it looks like there might be a sliver there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was the very first thing I saw when I first saw the card. My eye was immediately drawn to the wing because it's shaped like a sliver head. So that's where my eyes went. Like, what? And it took me a second to find the actual head and face of the Drake.
Yeah, so for those of you at home, if you like cover this up, like here's the sliver's head, and this is like its body, and just ignore the face right here. But just in case, 2 and a blue, 2/2 flying Drake with Lieutenant at the beginning of combat. If you control your commander, combat on your turn. If you control your commander, draw a card.
Yeah.
Nice and simple. Useful. Very useful. Not overpowered.
Seems fine.
Adorable. Look at him. He's so happy to bring you this little message that lets you draw a card.
Aww.
Duh.
Yeah.
Baby dragon.
And by triggering at the beginning of combat on your turn, you have the opportunity to play your commander during your first main phase and get the bonus right away that same turn instead of having to wait.
Or play your Drake. Whichever one you don't have.
Right.
Yeah. And then we did Octopus Umbra because Brian couldn't even.
Yeah. 8/8.
And then the next one is Primordial Mist. For 4 and a blue, it's a rare enchantment. At the beginning of your end step, you may manifest the top card of your library.
Ooh,
And
manifest?
It has reminder text. Put it onto the battlefield face down as a 2/2 creature. Turn it face up anytime for its mana cost if it's a creature card. So essentially, it's oh gosh,
Morph.
What is it? Morph.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
manifest
because
is from.
But because it's manifesting it, the card may or may not be a creature. You can only flip it up by paying its cost if it is in fact a creature.
Yeah. Where is manifest from?
It's from Fate
Reforged.
Reforged.
Right. I
Yeah.
knew it was the middle set, but I couldn't of Tarkir, but I couldn't remember the name of it.
Mhm.
And honestly, I always thought it was
the
much,
1955 version of Morph.
I always thought it was more interesting than Morph, just in general. But that's
And it also has an additional text. It says, exile a face-down permanent you control. Exile a face-down permanent you control face up. You may play that card this turn.
So they've finally given you a way to play manifested spells.
Yes.
Isn't that sick?
that is amusing. It's
Because everybody hated that if you grabbed like a spell with manifest, you just lost that spell essentially. Like thinking in limited.
Mm-hmm.
Like you manifest a thing and you peek at it and it's that freaking removal spell that you really needed. Primordial Mist is like, hey, we feel your pain. We've been here forever and ever because we're primordial and we're mist. Why don't you go ahead and flip that up?
Yeah, it has a reminder text that says you still pay its cost. Timing rules still apply.
Yeah, so you can't, sorcery during someone else's turn by using that ability.
Mm. You can still only do it during the proper phase.
Yeah. So yeah, that's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's a creature, you can still just,
If they have
flip it.
nothing, you'd be like, attack for 2.
Yeah.
Woot.
I like it.
Yeah.
So I think we mentioned Vidalcan Humiliator, but I don't
We
think we
did.
read it.
Yeah. Because we
We
wondered
did.
about what kind of qualifications you would need for a job like that. No, we did read it. I mean, we even read the flavor text.
We did?
Yeah, we read it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind then. It's like, I'm sorry, you're not qualified to be a humiliator. You can just join the douchebag squad. Man. I was really hoping I could get that humiliator position.
My father was a humiliator, and his father before him. My family's been humiliating since the beginning of time.
And the middle management in the HR is like, I'm sorry, you're just not qualified. It doesn't matter who your daddy is.
Just not humiliating enough.
And then in 2 weeks, suddenly that guy is the middle manager's boss because it does matter who his daddy is. And then he gets to humiliate that guy. And the middle manager goes, you know what? I was wrong about him. He just humiliated me so good. Anyway.
Right then.
So black then.
Yep. Moving on to brighter spots.
Yeah.
The black ones.
Did we do Bloodtracker? I don't think we did.
I don't
I
think
don't
so.
believe that we did.
Probably not.
So Bloodtracker for 3 and a black is a 2/2 vampire wizard with flying. Hey. Has pay a black and 2 life to put a +1/+1 counter on Bloodtracker. Which
So-
does not sound great. But then when
I love
Bloodtracker
Mike's reaction
leaves,
compared to Chewie's, but go ahead.
yeah, when Bloodtracker leaves the battlefield, draw a card for each +1/+1 counter on it. Now it sounds great.
Yeah. That sounds really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a greed that can fly around and beat people. Except you just get the cards later instead of now.
And the fact that it says leaves the battlefield instead of dies is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. Partial to it.
I do think it's interesting that he looks like he's got what does Optimus Prime have in his chest?
Oh, the Matrix.
The Matrix.
The Matrix.
Leadership?
It's almost, yeah, the Matrix. It's sort of what it looks like to me a little bit. Is he's got a Matrix of leadership in his chest, but really it's like a glowing, like a heart with the heart mist coming out of his chest.
Ew, heart mist. Isn't that just blood?
Well, blood would be the liquid version. We're talking about more of a gaseous version.
Oh my god.
The aerosolized.
Aerosolized blood, you know, blood mist.
It's like arterial spray, but not.
Right.
But it just floats around.
Arterial Spritz.
Oh god, someone remember that
Now
as a
for
potential
bad.
name for the episode. Arterial Spritz. I like it. Oh wait, I forgot. I can put the chat over here so I can see it. Oh, dude, because they're not looking at my display, they're looking at the window. Sorry, streamer nonsense. So anyway, yeah, where I like that it looks like, you know, it's that, but in reality it's just he stapled somebody's heart to his chest because he's a sicko.
But he gets bigger.
But yeah, you know, it makes him stronger for some reason.
Did you ever watch Invader Zim?
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
Okay. There was an episode where he was afraid that he wasn't going to pass off as a human because he didn't have human organs. So he went around the school. He was called to the nurse's office, and before he went there, he went around the school, like, taking organs out of kids. It was probably one of the more disturbing episodes. But he eventually shows up to the nurse's office, and he's bloated. And he's got, like, you know, 3 extra kidneys and 2 stomachs and all this. And the nurse is like, what a healthy boy, and such plentiful organs. So I just kind of picture that when...
Such plentiful organs.
I mean, they were. All right then. So how about the next card? For God's sake.
All right, the next card, Entreat the Dead, and you can tell by the frame treatment that it's the first and so far only Black Miracle. So the regular cut. Oh, my screensaver came on. Damn it, screensaver. Freaking. So it's regular cost. Well, this is still coming. Okay, is XX black. So 3 black, double X is a sorcery. Return X target creature cards from your graveyard to the battlefield, and the miracle cost is X black.
Ooh.
And as a reminder, you can cast the spell for its miracle cost when you draw it as the first card that you've drawn in a turn.
And this was that last piece of art that we saw out of that initial batch of
Oh yeah.
the zombies crawling out of somewhere or other on Innistrad.
Right. And it's too bad they didn't have room for flavor text, because I'm pretty certain that this would basically be a scene from, you know, right before they start marching on Emrakul. This would be the miracle with Liliana raising the big old army of zombies that Emrakul's mind warping effect didn't have any effect on.
Could be. But I mean, you know, zombies just get up and walk around on Innistrad on the regular anyway. But
Yeah. So for it to be miracle level, that must be pretty impressive.
I guess it depends on how big X is.
Yes.
All right then.
Even if you can get X to be 3, that's pretty dang impressive.
Oh, and I saw on Twitter earlier. A.E. Marling had a... He had a tweet. He's a flavor text writer, and he did a flavor added tweet where the flavor text is "Make your own miracles, Liliana Vess." Nice. Okay. Anyway, that just popped into my head. So, a lieutenant.
Yep. Loyal subordinate for 2 and a black. It's a 3/1 zombie that's uncommon with menace. He's a lieutenant.
What, like
at the
Spider-Man?
beginning? Do what?
Like Spider-Man?
A menace, yes.
Yeah.
So, lieutenant, at the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control your commander, each opponent loses 3 life.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. And as flavor text says, zombies work best when they're fed appropriately. So it's prudent to let them eat on the job.
Ew. Seems all right. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 isn't a huge number in Commander, but it's not nothing.
And the fact that it's, you know, again, repeating each of your turn.
Mm.
Yeah.
That does get annoying real quick, doesn't it?
And also the fact that it's a zombie means you might be able to get it back
Yeah.
to keep it going.
Like, I don't know, entreat the dead?
Entreat the dead.
Entreat the dead?
I mean, you probably
And-
want to get something bigger impact back with Entreat the Dead, but, you know, you might not have
Well,
a
I mean,
choice.
you're going to be getting back all kinds of stuff, so...
Yeah. All right, then. Next.
Next, we have the Sower of Discord. That's apparently what this does.
I think you missed one.
Oh, for some reason, I saw Knight Incarnate. I think it was up last week. We just didn't get to it.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, Knight Incarnate. For 4 and a black, it's a 3/4 elemental. It has Death Touch, so that's cool. And when it leaves the battlefield, all creatures get -3/-3 in turn. That's pretty cool. And it's got Evoke of 3 and a black, which Evoke goes back to Lorwyn block. Basically says you can basically cast this almost as a spell rather than as a creature. You make, if you pay 3 and a black instead of the cost of 4 and a black, you throw it out there and then you go ahead and sacrifice it as soon as it hits the battlefield. So you basically get it leaves the battlefield trigger. So, oh look, for 3 and a black, all creatures get -3/-3 until end turn.
Which isn't bad.
I like
Yeah, which is pretty good.
Actually, yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
It's very good. You know what else has Evoke? Moldrift. So, and
Yay.
what's that one that's stupid? It's got a silly name, but it's stupidly powerful.
All of them have silly names.
Yes, but the one that's like, you know, bring stuff back from the grave. And
Oh, dang. I can see it.
yeah, I know. It's got wings and stuff. It's white and was the basis for
Revelar,
Revelar,
Pinball
yeah.
Whiz God.
Revelar. Yes.
Yeah.
We're all like the
Thank you.
thing.
Thank you, chat. Even better than Google.
Yeah, I don't know if, you know, the white thing that with wings just brings stuff back. But yeah, Knight Incarnate is neat. But look at that art. That's terrifying.
He has the red heart mist.
Oh, God.
The blood spritz that the Bloodtracker has, too.
Maybe that's who the Bloodtracker is tracking. Ah. Anyway. Alright. So then we did Skullstorm last week, so chat wouldn't riot.
Mm-hmm.
that was 4. Okay, I guess next up is the Sower of Discord. Hey, by the way, for those of you listening, don't forget, we have a Discord server now. You can totally go join and talk to a bunch of the fellow nerds. Dorks? Usually I'm the only dork in there, so fellow nerds. We have stuff for channels for Magic and Hearthstone and Overwatch and D&D and all kinds of stuff. So come join the conversation. Have some fun. We're all decent human beings, and if any show up that aren't, then I will boot them. Ha! So we will continue to be decent human beings. But that's
whether
a different.
You like it or not.
Exactly. That's a different kind of Discord, though. So this is the Sower of Discord for 4 black. Is a 6/6 flying demon. As Sower of Discord enters the battlefield, choose 2 players. Not opponents. Okay, players. Whenever damage is dealt to one of the chosen players, the other chosen player also loses that much life. Oh my god.
Yeah, he's going to be selling some Discord, yo. Mike, don't choose yourself. I know it's a demon. Just a
When
way
I
to
read
say,
this,
hey,
I really started to try to imagine situations where that would be beneficial, but I didn't get very far.
When there's only 2 of you and you really need a 6/6 flyer.
Yeah.
I mean, you could say, like, hey, if you punch me, you're going to get hurt too, but then everybody else is going to look at this and go, hey, we want to hurt Mike, so let Dirk. And Mike gets hurt.
Chat is saying Saskia's BFF. Who is Saskia? I forget. Gatherer.
Saskia, one of the snake people?
I don't know. Saskia the Unyielding. Oh, from Commander 2016. The 4-colored, as Saskia enters the battlefield, choose a player. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, it deals that much damage to the chosen player. So she makes it to where when you hit a player, you're also hitting the chosen player. And then the Sower of Discord makes it to where when you're hitting a player, you're also hitting another player. But don't hate the player, hate the game.
Specifically, the Sower of Discord.
I kind of picture the Sower of Discord, picking up 2 people and sitting them down in chairs and closing the door and saying, nobody is getting out of here until we talk this through. But it's a demon, so she kind of gives them sticks to poke each other with. So it's like a reverse play on the whole, psychology. Not all psychologists are demons. I should stop talking. So that it for black? That's it for black.
So wait, is it topical to bring up Scientology because there's a Mission Impossible movie out?
It's always topical to bring up Scientology.
So I like this next card because it reminds me of what we just talked about, kind of, sort of. This feels like a Mike thing.
Mm-hmm.
So hey, Mike, tell us about this Efreet here.
All right, the Emissary of Grudges is an Efreet. Ooh, I didn't notice it had flying before. Awesome. It's for 5 and a red. It's a 6/5 with flying and haste. That's cool. As Emissary of Grudges enters the battlefield, secretly choose an opponent. Has an activated ability. The cost is reveal the player you chose. Choose new targets for target spell or ability if it's controlled by the chosen player, and if it targets you or a permanent you control. Activate this ability only once.
So the Emissary of Grudges is like, man, I really hate Mike. Man, Mike just sucks. Yeah, hey buddy, how's it going, man? Mike sucks. God almighty. I wish he would come at me. Ha! Gotcha! Like
But once it's out there, you can't take it back.
Yeah, exactly.
They did this before on on a white card, right? And it could like destroy an attacking creature or something. Some kind of lean and archer.
Like that?
I think you're right.
Mystic Remora said, I secretly choose an opponent every time I play Magic. It doesn't have any effect on the game usually, but it's fun to choose. And Stark
like
Maximum says, Chewie plays Emissary of Grudges and says, okay, so I secretly choose Brian. I have to secretly choose an opponent. Brian. I don't have to tell Brian who I'm picking, but I do get to pick a Brian. Oh, Jesus.
Am I automatically selected when I play Shared Fate? Can you switch your target to me if I do? I was going to pick Dirk, but Shared Fate.
Shared Fate.
We did not talk about Enchanter's Bane last time.
Stark has a twist, and then Dirk attacks you, and you pull aside the emissary, and you've written Dirk on a piece of paper under it, and go, ha-ha! Oh, Jesus. But yes, Enchanter's Bane is kind of nuts, and I had to read it 3 times before I understood everything about it. So, Tell us about it.
Enchanter's Bane. For 1 and a red, it's an enchantment. At the beginning of your end step, target enchantment deals damage equal to its converted mana cost to its controller unless that player sacrifices it. So this is kind of a red way of dealing with enchantments, which red really doesn't have ways to deal with enchantments, but this kind of gets around it. With the added stipulation, of course, that, you know what, if there's 1 enchantment on the field and it's Enchanter's Bane, it doesn't say an enchantment controlled by an opponent. So maybe don't run
That's
it
a
out
very
there.
red thing.
Yeah. Maybe don't run it out there if there's not another enchantment.
Let's walk through this real quick. The first thing I said when I saw this card was, why did red need enchantment removal?
It's Commander.
And then I read it again, and like somebody, it might have been Stark, I don't remember. Somebody was like talking at me like, well, how many other colors other than red just auto lose to a single card? And I'm like, all of them. That's the whole point of having a color pie. And then it was pointed out that this isn't an aura. It's an enchantment. I thought you enchanted the enchantment.
Oh, you had to
No,
stick
you
it to
get
something?
to pick it every time.
And no, you pick it every turn. And I went, oh, that's way better.
Yeah.
Oh, Stark said that was him. Okay.
It's always him.
So yeah, like, so while I'm still not terribly happy with red having enchantment removal, it's really not enchantment removal. It's enchantment punishment. Yeah, it's, hey, I'm gonna burn your face off, or you could get rid of that enchantment, or I'm gonna burn your face off.
Yeah.
And it's in the same way where what was that enchantment from Invasion Block that punished people for playing with multiple colors of lands?
Collapsing borders? No, that rewarded it. Wait a minute. Mask of Intolerance? That was
I think it probably was Collapsing Borders. You're right. It rewarded you for it, but it punished you for playing monocolored, right?
Right.
So this is kind of the same way of, like, you know, you can do whatever you want, but if you play it in a way I don't like, you're going to get hurt.
Yeah, but consequences, yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I thought it was, when I first read it, I thought it was just an aura. And I'm like, this is really stupid. But it's not. It sits there and just burns whoever you want. And okay, I think it makes me happy. Mm-hmm. I know that's not someone knocking on my door. No, actually, I think it was someone upstairs dropping something. Never mind. Dude, so the neighbors upstairs just had a new baby. Like today. Maybe yesterday. They just came home today. And I think that means that the kid that's already up there is already like, because he's just been running around stomping right above me all night. So apologies for listeners if you could hear that, but there's nothing I can do about it. But it's really frustrating. Anyway, I already complained about the upstairs neighbors enough, and now it's getting worse. Anyway. So Enchanter's Bane. Right. Okay, then. So we read Fury Storm, then we've got another Lieutenant.
Mm-hmm. I'll go ahead and take that one.
Okay.
So the Loyal Apprentice. For 1 and a red, it's a 2/1 human artificer has haste. Lieutenant, at the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control your commander, create a 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact creature token with flying. That token gains haste until end of turn.
Yeah, it does.
Here, I made you the Thopter.
Yeah.
Seems pretty straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then.
All right. And we talked about Nesting Dragon and Reality Scramble last, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
We talked about Reality Scramble.
Yes. Did we talk about Saheeli's Directive?
We did not.
Okay, and we did talk about, we did talk about Treasure Nabber, because that's awesome, and Varchild. So we covered a lot of red last week.
Mhm.
Well, I just talked about a card, so who's going to tell us about the Directive?
Okay, I thought you were about to go for Sealy's Directive, but
Nope.
whatever.
I did the Bane.
Oh, that's true.
It's your turn now. Sorry, that was bad.
You think that enchantment is your ally?
See, he did a much better job. That's good.
Oh, wait, hang on. You think the enchantment is your ally?
There you go.
See, I still stand by that movie. I really do.
Such
And,
a terrible
you know,
movie.
It was great. And hey, look me in the eye and tell me that Bane was bad. That
Bane
Bane
was
not
the
done
only
well.
good thing in that movie.
I will disagree as to the quality of that stuff, but I will agree that Bane was the best part. How
Sorry,
about that?
Bane and Nope, no, it's just Bane. Yeah.
Well, Lucius is always good.
Well, that's not fair. He's Morgan Freeman.
Alfred wasn't even really in the movie. Anyway. So, Mike?
Well, then after you said that, I realized that I also just read the emissary.
So
But wait, it is mine.
correct.
I have no idea what's going on.
X
So
and
Healy's
two.
Directive.
X and 3 red. It's a sorcery. It has improvise, meaning that you can, as you cast this, you can tap untapped artifacts you control. Each one will pay a colorless torch, basically, since it'll add to X. Reveal the top X cards of your library. You may put any number of artifact cards with 4 mana cost X or less from among them onto the battlefield. Wow, I assume this would go to hand. Okay. Then put all cards revealed this way that weren't put onto the battlefield into your graveyard. Wow.
Wait,
That's impressive.
don't we already have this card for not artifacts?
I mean, I think green will do something like this, right? For creatures?
Oh, Pinball Witch says it's Genesis Wave for artifacts.
Ah, there you go.
Oh. God. And going back to the Bane 10th Tech Priest says, "You merely adopted the dumb enchantment strategy. Red was born in it. Molded by it." Oh, God.
Play your enchant. Only then will you have my permission to take damage.
Oh, my God. Okay, anyway, so yeah, Haley's Directive is really cool. And the fact that it has improvise is, just makes it way better.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I like it.
It's really easy to get X to a very high number.
Yeah.
Without even trying real hard.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's going to be obviously in Saheeli's artifact deck, so yeah. obviously.
Agreed.
Okay, to green.
Mm-hmm.
Green.
Sure.
We talked about the Beatles. Did we talk about Genesis Storm? I feel like we did.
We did.
Yeah, because it was the Storm card. Okay.
What?
Well, since I've been doing all the loyal things, I'll do this one. Loyal Guardian for 4 and a green. It's a 4/4 Rhino with trample. It says, Lieutenant, at the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control your commander, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control.
Each?
Each.
Well, this one costs 5, but each?
Yeah.
That doesn't. No.
You can know all you want.
No again then.
Still not stopping.
Yeah, I know. That's each. That's pretty good.
Yeah, man.
But I mean, I get it. I don't really have a lot else to say. Okay, play your commander, get counters.
Yeah. Somebody, it might have. My brain is telling me Bill, but I don't know if that's right. But what told me the art on this is all Wakanda forever, and it made me go.
I see it now, yeah.
Except, white guy, but. At in the fight with the rhino. Anyway,
Yeah.
for those of you that didn't see it, just never mind. Just go see the movie. What the hell's wrong with you? So we did Myth Unbound.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we didn't do Nalia's Colossus.
No.
No, we did not.
Nalia's Colossus for 6 and a green is a 6/6 enchantment creature giant. It has Constellation. Hey, you remember that? Whenever Nalia's Colossus or another enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, double target creature's power and toughness until end of turn.
That hurts.
Double up.
Till the break of dawn. Or the end of the turn.
Yeah, that's
Ow.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can't.
Yeah. I don't really have a whole lot to say about it because what should you do with this? Gee, I don't know. You should play this, double something's power and toughness, and then next turn maybe play more enchantments and make this thing huge. It seems very straightforward. That doesn't mean it's not good.
Yeah, that's kind of nuts. Like power and toughness. It's just.
Yeah.
It's a freaking super mushroom. I'm like, what the hell?
And see, now that sound effect is going through my mind. Thank you.
Yeah, that's what I was going for.
Yep. Figured.
Okay, then. So how about the slime?
What, the Ravenous Slime?
Yeah, that one.
For 2 and a green, it's a 1/1 ooze. Ravenous Slime cannot or can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. If a creature an opponent controls would die, instead exile it and put a number of +1/+1 counters equal to that creature's power on Ravenous Slime.
This makes me happy. Nothing. None of your opponent's creatures die. Like go to a graveyard while the Ravenous Slime is out. The slime eats them.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Yay!
It's a good way of both making sure there's some control on graveyard shenanigans while also just not being completely dumb and pointless itself, but getting bigger and being a threat and ending the game faster. So, yeah, good job. Good job, Wizards. Made a good card. About time. What?
Oh, and they
What
said-
about counters?
what about
As in,
counters?
like, sorry, tokens.
Yeah,
It eats tokens too.
yeah, it says a creature. Yeah, and they're
Okay.
they're telling us we have to read the flavor text. Death eventually wiggles towards us all.
Wow. Someone got paid to write that.
And it was almost certainly not enough.
I do sort of like that the slime has little tentacles and the tentacles have skulls. So it's sort of like the skulls are like talking, like, when you take a skull and you make the skull talk. Well, the slime is making the skulls talk. That's what it reminds me of.
So the slime is lonely. So it doesn't have friends. So after it eats
The
them,
Ravenous Slime quotes Hamlet.
it picks up this. Well, it picks up the skulls, and I feel almost bad for it because I see it sitting down. It picks up the skulls. It's like, "Hi, I'm Johnny. I think the slime is cool." And then he makes the slime the skull move with his hand, right? And the other skull's like, "Oh yeah, I think he's just the best." And then the slime just kind of sits there and goes, because he doesn't have any real friends.
I wish he was my best friend. I agree. He's a great guy.
Wow, you guys went into like a really sad direction with that. I was thinking like the slime would pop a skull up over like around a corner and be like, "Hey, fellow human, you should come around this corner and see what's over here. It's freaking sweet." And then another tentacle will pop up with another skull and be like, "I know, right? I can't believe it."
I was thinking of it making fun of whatever it just ate. It's like, oh, look at me. I'm a big barbarian. I'm a big old moron with a sword.
I'm gonna cut you up, and I'm dead.
I do sort of like Chewy's, where he take the skull and the skull peeks around the corner, looks around both ways, and then pops back.
Are we terrible people?
Yes, we are.
Okay, just wanted to clarify.
Oh my god. Alright, so earlier, someone in the chat said Mike has to read Turn Timber Sower. And I don't know
Yes.
why, because I haven't read it. So tell us about it, Mike.
Yeah, it's because the rules text on it. So Turn Timber Sower costs 2 and a green for a 3/3 elf druid. Whenever one or more land cards are put into your graveyard from anywhere, create a 0/1 green plant creature token. Yay. Pay a green and sacrifice 3 creatures. Return target land card from your graveyard to your hand.
That is a Mike card.
Yeah, it's really neat.
Mhm.
Huh.
He's a great guy to have out in an LD deck.
Put into your graveyard from anywhere. Oh my god.
So milling, like yourself,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Or discarding
like
or sacrificing.
dredge.
Yeah.
Mike, you're a bad man.
Brian is making sure everyone is completely on board. Like Dredge.
Bad Mike.
So there's there's only one green creature left. Did we do him? I don't think we did.
No.
No.
This thing is crazy. Look at him.
Ah, it's freaky.
Yeah. So let's
Make it
see.
so.
To get Brian.
Sure. Whip Tongue Hydra for 5 and a green. Oh, it's a lizard hydra. That's cool because it looks like an iguana but with like 4 heads. So it's a lizard hydra. It's 4/4 with reach, and when it enters the battlefield, destroy all creatures with flying. Oh, okay. Put a +1/+1 counter on Whip Tongue Hydra for each creature destroyed this way.
So yeah, each head is a chameleon, and it does the chameleon thing, and whatever flying creature out of the sky. It's like, hey, where'd my dragons go? I had
Where all my
dragons.
dragons go.
He should, if I had to guess, well, he might be in the, was it the the green deck, Nature's Vengeance. Because I don't know if he would want to be in the enchantment deck. Because I'm feeling that that's like an angels and everything, and since it says all creatures with flying, that means your own too.
Yeah, it is in Nature's Vengeance.
Good guess.
He's just good.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that's green. That's so cool. Oh, look, it's even got the big ass chameleon tail on the bottom of the art. And it's got lots of weird chameleon-like legs. This thing is... I can't tell if it's cute or terrifying. I think it's both.
Yes, it's pretty neat.
Oh, okay, in the art, it's actually grabbing a drake out of the sky. Ew, that's gross.
Where did all the birds go?
Wait, what?
Keldoran Jungle Sightseer.
Oh, that's the flavor text. That's pretty good.
So
Okay.
wrong, yet so right.
So, okay, so we did all of the gold cards. Yeah.
What about the colorless cards?
Colorless cards.
Wow, there's
I
a
don't
lot of green
think we
cards.
did
There's a
Windbreezer's
lot of
Judgment,
green
but
cards.
It's just a removal spell.
I thought we got around to it at some point.
I thought we did. What,
Okay.
Wind Grace's something?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably did.
For any number of opponents, destroy target non-land permanent that player controls.
Mm-hmm. As an instant. You're right. I think we did talk about it.
It's still though. Alright, so artifacts. We have 4. Hey, there's 4 of us.
Mm-hmm.
Dirk, read one.
I'll go with the Ancient Stone Idol. For 10 generic mana. Haha. It's a 12/12 golem that has flash. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each attacking creature. It has trample. When Ancient Stone Idol dies, create a 6/12 colorless construct artifact creature token with trample.
It's a lot of words.
So it's a 12/12 that you flash out in response to an attack. Whether it's your attack or someone else's, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Just, hey, somebody's attacking with 5 things. Blam! I got a 12/12. And then someone goes, kill it! And they shoot some sort of beam at it. And the beam, all it does is knock the sword out of his hand. He's like, all right, I guess I'm just a 6/12 then. It's pretty neat.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get the flavor, but I guess
Like, is it the part of it breaks off?
I think it gets the arm blown off, and so it just reaches down with the other arm, picks up the sword, just keeps coming.
Yeah, people are pointing out, and this, I guess, is a little spoiler alert since we haven't gone through the tokens yet. People are pointing out that the 6/12 construct token is the same token that you get from the that trap from that rare trap from Zendikar that makes this basically a giant stone head rolling down after you.
Oh yeah.
And that's the token that gets used here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Stone
And
Eye
that's
trap.
that's from Zendikar. And this statue, as others have been pointing out also in the chat, this statue is a statue of the god Kosi from Zendikar, who is actually
Kozilek.
people's later personification of Kozilek.
Huh.
So this ancient stone idol is also from Zendikar.
Interesting. Definitely one of the benefits for doing this with the chat is that they're here to let us know these things.
Yeah. Although having already looked at the tokens, I knew that this was a token we'd seen before, but I would never have remembered what it came from.
Mm-hmm.
I have not seen the tokens because
I used to
someone told
play
me
with
not
Stone
to.
Idol Trap, so I remember the token.
Oh yeah, you did. All right. So hey, Brian, read one. I don't care which
All right.
one. Pick your
We
favorite.
Okay. Again, I haven't. Oh well, there's only 5 here, and we are talking about the coveted jewel. Did we talk about the endless atlas? I don't think we did.
No.
All right, great. So endless atlas, and I actually really did think this was neat. So for 2 mana, it's an artifact. Pay 2 and tap it to draw a card. Activate this ability only if you control 3 or more lands with the same name. So
Which in Commander means basics.
basic land. Obviously, if you take this to 60 card not commander, then you can, have others. But yeah, so this rewards you for going with less colors. But it's super cheap. 2 mana to cast, 2 mana to activate to draw a card is really, really good. So, and I think the art is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw this one, I was like, yeah, buddy.
Yeah, the art on this is really sweet with the land
The
floating
map
above
that
the
has
map. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
has the 3D land features and everything.
Yeah. It's like when I was a kid, I had a globe that actually had the raised little mountain bumps. I thought that was cool, and this is, just much better than that. So guarded by cartographers, disdained by warlord, coveted by adventurer. Now see, this I don't get. Like, why do the warlords care? I don't get it. Why do they not like it? Do you think it'd be helpful? But I don't understand the flavor text. I don't like knowing where my opponent is when I attack them. I just want to, charge. Huh? I don't get it. But whatever.
Maybe they're not terribly strategic warlords.
Maybe not.
Huh. All right. So yeah, I forgot we did the coveted jewel. So
Which is awesome.
hey, Mike, which one you want?
Let's see. I'll do the Retrofitter Foundry. For some reason, I forgot about the very first ability. So now it seems much better than my initial impression of it. So Retrofitter Foundry costs 1. It's a rare artifact. The first ability, you can pay 3 and untap Retrofitter Foundry. Which will matter later on. So it has 3 other abilities. Pay 2 and tap. Create a 1/1 colorless servo artifact creature token. Pay 1 and tap. Sacrifice a servo. Create a 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact creature token with flying. The last ability, tap, no mana. Sacrifice a Thopter. Create a 4/4 colorless construct artifact creature token.
So it makes 1/1s that you can then upgrade into 1/1 flyers that you can then upgrade into 4/4 beaters.
Yes.
I like it.
And there's also effects that make Thopter tokens directly, so you can skip the first step if you can make some Thopter tokens otherwise.
I mean, we've got a lieutenant in this very same deck,
That's right.
along with several other things, but that's just the first one that popped into mind because it's the last one we've mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
It's neat. It just always makes sure you have something to do. Chat is comparing it to Staff of Domination and the trade post. What was the trade post called?
It's just called Trading Post.
Oh, Trading Post. Okay, yeah. It's Trading Post of Domination. Thanks, chat.
Staff of Post.
But yeah, it's cheaper. So this was a thing we talked about somewhere. It might have been on Monday Night Magic. It's cheaper to activate as the abilities get stronger because it's upgrading.
Yeah.
Like, it takes more mana to just make a servo out of nothing. It takes less mana to slap wings on it. And then I guess it takes no mana to knock the wings off and hand it a big-ass hammer, I guess.
Something like that, yeah.
Oh, look at me. I'm a construct. I'm a big mechanical moron. I'm back with the ooze again.
You're with the
You
slime again,
are.
aren't you?
Yeah, slime. Yeah.
Is the slime your spirit animal, Mike?
It's a pretty good one.
Lord. So the last new artifact is the Geode Golem. A 5-mana, 5/3 artifact creature golem, believe it or not. It has trample, and when it deals combat damage to a player, you may cast your commander from the command zone without paying its mana cost. But you still have to pay any additional costs, i.e. commander tax is the primary thing. So if you've got a 4-mana planeswalker, a 4-mana commander that would have a tax of 4, and you punch someone with a Geode Golem, then you don't pay the 4-mana casting cost. No, that's what it was called anymore. Mana cost, but you still have to pay the 4-mana commander tax. And if it says something like sacrifice a creature, you still have to do that too.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So, yeah. There's that.
It's a pretty neat thing.
Yeah, this one I don't understand the flavor of at all, but whatever. Hey Dirk, it's also got like a heart thing on the front of it.
Well, I was thinking that it
Probably
looks
not
like
stapled there.
it almost looks like it's opening up his chest and a bunch of stuff is spinning around like some sort of whirling dynamo or something. I don't know.
What's
That's
a
just what it
geode?
looks
So
like.
that's
to me.
like a gem that just is in there, right?
It's inside of a rock.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's what you're seeing. You're seeing the gem that's inside the rock, but I still don't know how that gets you a free commander. Like I don't get it. Mechanically,
Well, there's
it's
different
awesome.
colors, so apparently it's got, it does the color pie. It's got it's got gems inside that are of the different colors, I guess.
Sure. Dirk's trying. Don't worry about it, Dirk. There is no flavor.
Red would be rhodochrosite, and blue would be sapphire, and green would be emerald, and black would be smoky quartz. White would be just, I can't think of what white quartz is, but
It's a pearl, right? You get pearls from rocks.
you can't see it right now, but my palm is on my forehead right now.
Is that what that smelled like?
Lord. Anyway. So then we have...
Chad is discovering there's a lot more legendary creatures with kicker than we initially thought.
Yeah, why are they on kickers? I don't get it.
Talking about Geode Golem. Because kicker is also an additional cost that you can still pay.
Right.
Or have to pay if you want to, yeah.
So we have 2 lands that are
You
new.
have 2 lines.
Yay, lands.
Yep. All right, Mike, you're so excited. Tell us about the Forge of Heroes.
The Forge of Heroes. Taps for colorless, so it's got that going for it. It's a common land, so it's going to be in all these decks. Its other ability is tap, choose target commander that entered the battlefield this turn. Put a +1/+1 counter on it if it's a creature, and a loyalty counter on it if it's a planeswalker.
Cool.
I have a dumb question.
Mm-hmm.
If you play a Gideon this turn and turn it into a creature, does it stop being a planeswalker?
I have to read the card. I don't think Gideon does. I know Sarkhan does, but I don't think Gideon does.
I was just
I
wondering
think
if
this
you
would
could
get
double
one
dip.
count. I think this will get one of each kind of counter. Right?
Yeah, if the Gideon happened to be your commander. So you're either playing under special rules, or you're playing with the transforming one from Magic Origins, and it just re-entered from turning into a planeswalker this turn.
Oh, right. I forgot not only some commanders, because I was thinking of Brawl.
Mm-hmm.
But this isn't legal in Brawl. But Mike found a loophole to make my supposition work. Yes, go Mike.
Mike's good at that sort of thing. I didn't catch it either.
Why is Forge of Heroes a common?
Because it's in each deck.
Yeah, but it's such a name. Forge of Heroes. It should be like a legendary land. It's
But
not like it's an isolated
people don't-
watchtower. We've got those
I know.
everywhere.
People
I guess
don't
every
like it when they
big town.
print.
I guess every big town has a Forge of Heroes right next to the inn with the tavern where all the adventurers gather to get their quests.
Well, yeah, where else are you gonna do revives? You know. So, this isn't permadeath, yo.
I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
technically, all the forges in Skyrim are forges of heroes because I had to stop by all of them to make my stuff.
Hang on, I have to make 49 iron daggers.
So is
And
this
then I'm
a
going to sell
forge-
them to you.
Is this a forge for heroes or a forge made from heroes?
Or is it a forge where if you put enough stuff in and pump the bellows, does it produce a hero?
Are they made with real Girl Scout?
Anyway, I'm glad this is in all of the decks, but I had to bring it up that the name seems much more epic.
Then a common.
Then the value.
Oh well, so last one is the Isolated Watchtower.
And it's a land. It taps for colorless, or you can pay 2 and tap it to scry 1. Then you may reveal the top card of your library. If it is a basic land card that's revealed this way, put it onto the battlefield tapped. Activate this ability only if an opponent controls at least 2 more lands. So I like how you don't have to reveal it, but you may. And then if it's the land, and it's once again kind of the same flavor as that card we got started with today, the Pegasus, where, you know, if they're ahead of you on lands, if somebody's ahead on you on lands, it helps you catch up a little bit. So it kind of reminds me of Terrain Generator, but a little weirder, but you also get the scry effect. So
Yeah.
and I like Terrain Generator, by the way, but Terrain Generator, sometimes I find that it's not as good as I want it to be, because it's kind of held back by how many cards am I drawing, how many lands do I actually have to throw down, you know? You start using it once or twice, and you may not have extra lands. You know, you play a land for the turn, do you really need to throw out another one? This, because it's possibly taking a land from your deck, is pretty cool. So, I like it. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is all of the new cards from Commander 2018.
Yeah.
There are a ton of really good reprints. I mean, just like, I don't know, scroll to any spot in random. Oh my god, I saw Steel Hellkite. I don't like it, but it's a good card. Mike, you remember going to that PTQ? Yes, it was actually a PTQ before we had PPTQs, and it was limited, and we played each other in the first round, and you completely destroyed me with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured you did. I do too.
It was a steel Hellcut, yeah.
Yeah.
Holy crap, Hydra Omnivore is in here too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That goes really well with the Sower of Discord. Are they in the same deck? Sower. They are not. Oh wait, maybe they are. Hang on. What did I just say it was called?
Hydra Omnivore.
Hydra. Control F Omni. Oh.
I don't know. Sower of Discord seems more like something that would be in Amanatu's deck.
Yeah, Sower of Discord's in Amanatu's deck. The Hydra Omnivore is in Adaptive Enchantment, Estrid's deck. Okay.
Okay.
Well, that's good. But yeah, there's all kinds of crazy stuff in here. Ooh, let me look at black.
always good to see Worn Power Stone getting some respect.
I don't know about respect. It is kind of worn.
It's well loved.
Sure. Keep telling yourself that, Mike.
I
Oh,
plan
hello.
on it.
Mole Drifter.
Sphinx of Uth. Always good.
I find it funny that Mind Stone and Hedron Archive are here, seeing as one is the doubled version of the other.
And
Although they're in the
Dreamstone
artifacts.
Hedron.
And Dreamstone Hedron. So we
Dreamstone
have
Hedron too, yeah.
yeah. So we have the 2, 4, and 6 mana versions.
Oh, wow. Check that out. Baller status.
We just need for the next Commander product to introduce the 8 mana version.
Hey, Mike.
Yes.
Shut up.
There are really not a whole lot of red cards here that are reprints. Most of them are new. But I do see Blasphemous Act.
Well, there's only... Okay, wait.
It feels like there's a lot of green cards. Like
So we've got...
a lot of green cards.
We've got the red-green deck, or the red-blue deck, right?
Yeah.
And then we've got an Esper deck. And then we've got Windgrace's Jund. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Then we've got Adaptive Enchantment, which is
Yes, the Helix deck is it color.
banned. Huh. Okay, never mind. So we've got 2 decks with green. You're right, there's a lot of green. There would only be 2 decks with green. And there's 2 decks with red. And there's 2 decks with black.
Mystic Remora says red appears twice, blue 3 times, which I felt like there was a lot of blue. White twice, green twice, and black twice. So everything appears twice except blues 3 times.
How much blue is there? Oh, there's a lot of blue. Okay, that makes sense. It just seems like red is just... Black and red are just sort of missing.
A little bit.
Yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4... 4 and a third rows of black, which is, what, 13 cards total?
Mm-hmm.
5, 15, and 16 red cards total. Damn.
They put in explosive vegetation, but do they have... Oh, I don't see... what's the green quote-unquote creature with cycling?
Croson Tusker?
Yeah.
That's not a creature.
So they're halfway there.
Yeah, no Croson Tusker. Boo!
But they have
Oh,
Baduka Gardener, which is one of the original flip cards. Not double-faced,
Yeah.
but actual flip cards.
I mean, they did put in Cultivate. That sort of counts.
That's true. I love Cultivate.
Ooh, and Secure Tri-Builder. Nice. And Yavimaya Elder. Nice.
Ooh, the I'm assuming this is in the deck manipulation deck, the Esper deck on Amatu. Entreat the Angels. Now that's a miracle. Well, I didn't mean it. I meant it's literally a miracle card. And
I mean,
really
Entreat the Dead's a miracle. Shut up. Don't be hating on the dead folk.
I'm just
That's
saying
racist.
this is one with a proven history. And Terminus, holy cow.
Yeah, dude.
See, I hadn't looked through your Sarah Avatar. Oh yeah, that takes me back. Sarah Avatar, for those that don't know, was the first card when I was starting to play that really had me go wah in terms of like what it could do. Because I'm getting started. It's right before Odyssey block, and I'm being taught to play by Nate, and for the most part we're getting the rules okay. And then he shows me this card that literally has power and toughness equal to your life total. That's crazy. That's insane, even in 60 card, because EDH wasn't even a thing then. Still 2020, and then he would always throw, Soul. Was it Soul Link or
Yeah, with Soul Link.
Spirit Link.
Spirit? Well, it's the black and white one. That's whenever it deals or is dealt damage.
Oh, that.
Yeah. I think that is Soul Link, isn't it?
Okay.
Soul Link, yeah. And just be like, yeah, okay, so it's gonna deal damage, and you're gonna gain that much life, so it's gonna get that much bigger. Or if you even like deal it damage, and I'm just like, holy crap! I thought it was awesome. I really thought it was awesome. And it's still awesome. So that's my little story.
Nice. So we should check out the tokens.
We should check out the tokens. You gave us a link, but I didn't click on it because somebody told me not to click on it.
So the tokens are awesome. I really like the mask token. Wait, what makes the mask? Is that Estrid that makes the mask token?
Yeah, it's Estrid. And it demonstrates the totem armor ability very well.
Yeah, so for those of you that are unaware, this is the token aura enchantment that gives totem armor that Estrid makes with her one of her abilities.
Mm-hmm.
Her
It's her plus,
minus
right?
1.
Is it -1?
Yeah. And check out the sick mirror token. Isn't that insane?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
The mirrors do look a lot cooler now.
I think this is supposed to be a takeoff on the Sarcomite mirror, since it's
yeah,
it's
it's
the
token
color
created by that blue-red guy.
Yeah.
Oh, look
Brutiplet.
at the art on the Survivor token.
Yup.
That is baller.
I tried so hard to find the art somewhere blown up and couldn't.
The
But
Beast art looks messed up. There's something about it that doesn't seem right.
Yeah, the
Is it 'cause
5/5.
it's Beast Within?
What the hell is making that?
That's that land aura where you can tap the land and make a 5/5.
Oh, okay.
It's a reprint from an earlier commander set.
Okay,
That's
well,
green, right?
But that Beast
Spawning
just looks
grounds.
kind of
Fun, yeah.
weird.
It does look weird.
I think it's because it's like breaking its way up out of the ground. Maybe is what's going on here.
Yes.
And it's got the anime lines around it. Whoa!
It's unreal.
The dragon egg and the dragon token are apparently double-sided. I'm sure most of these are double-sided.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But those
Because
two
there's
being
so many.
together is especially appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see the art for the construct, the 612 that looks like it's bouncing down some stairs.
Yeah, that's the same art on the original token, isn't it?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And I'm very happy to not see worm tokens with lifelink or theft.
The horror token is very disturbing.
Yeah, it is.
What makes that?
That Phyrexian themed wrath spell.
Phyrexian
Phyrexian.
Rebirth.
Oh,
something.
right. Yes.
Yeah, Rebirth.
Cool.
And I don't remember if it was Bill or Clues that pointed out on Monday Night Magic that the elemental token in green is just not having any of it. He's like, these people.
I kind of like the second Thopter token that has the little blade that's sort of jutting out from underneath it. As I say, it's going to come up and fly into you really quick with that little sharp edge it's got. And shank you.
Wow, Dirk went to a dark place real fast. This
Right?
looks like an ornamental thing. Dirk's like, no, it's a weapon.
It's going to be like stabby stabby.
Look, man, school starts soon. Dirk has got to get his brain back into the shanking mindset.
Yeah.
So everyone pointed out the construct is just a face, and it's a 612. That means that the whole body and sword of the other part is just a 6-0. Of the what's it called? Ancient stone idol.
Yeah.
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 All of its toughness is in its face.
And half of its power. It must be very pretty. Huh.
Yeah, I don't have a follow up to that.
Yeah, I got nothing. And then we have the full deck list, of course, for anybody who wants to see what fits together where. Yay, when do these come out?
Fairly soon. I mean, if we have the full list now, it's got to be a week or two, right?
Yeah, it's like this week or next week. Hey,
Yeah,
chat, do you guys know?
It should either be tomorrow
Product
or a week.
products. Commander 2018. I'll just click on it.
It'll at least definitely be a Friday. Lucky was telling me something weird about
JT telling
Pokemon.
us August 10th.
August 10th? Okay, so that is a week.
So that's next Friday. Okay. Or if you're listening to this not as early release, this Friday.
Or if you're just getting caught up on
Oh, there it is.
episodes, back in 2018.
Yeah, Andrew.
You know, the same year that Magic 2019 came out.
Yeah, except this is Commander 2018
Yes.
and not
Magic.
and Core Set 2019 came out right next to each other. Because reasons, damn it.
But 2019 came out first.
Yeah, good point. Bad at this game. So let's take it back to this screen. It doesn't have my desktop or my browser on it. Ooh, I was tagged on Twitter for the Wait, hang on. Hey guys, look at this. Nope, that's not you. Check that out. And also
That's
chat.
cool.
Bam.
Nick?
I would say she is a survivor.
Yeah. Oh, I guess I could pull that up on the stream here, couldn't I? Hang on. Too many buttons. Bam! So here's the original sketch for the survivor token. Who did the survivor token?
Johannes Voss.
Johannes Voss, yeah. That's freaking sick, dude. Look at that.
That's really cool.
So thank you, Mike 14. Oh, now I know who you are. I just had to say it out loud. Okay, then. All right, then. So, that's Commander 2018. Looks pretty neat.
Yeah.
As always, I'm bummed that I am not going to buy it, but, you know, not enough to buy it. That's more due to being broke than anything that has anything to do with the set itself. I think it looks awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure they'll be fun to play.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure at least one of us will get them, and we can all try them out.
Sure.
It's a good chance.
I think he's looking at you, Mike. Don't let him influence you.
I'm looking at Dirk, but I'm kind of looking at Dirk, who's looking at Mike.
Yeah, he's looking at Dirk and like kicking me under the table.
Oh, you felt that, huh?
Yeah.
I thought I was kicking Chewy.
It depends on whether or not I got enough money for it.
I mean, I'm gonna do it.
I really want to, so.
Oh my god. So, how about we wrap this episode up, for God's sake?
That sounds good to me.
So, final thoughts. I don't know, one of you.
I'm not looking forward to next week.
What happens next week?
School starts.
Oh. Already?
Today was my first teacher work day.
Oh.
School starts for him. Like, our kids
Not for
don't go
not
back
for
to-
like the traditional schools. Traditional schools don't start till the 27th.
Yeah.
But because I'm on the community college schedule,
Ah.
so we go back on the 7th.
Well,
Let's go back on the 7th, but we get out earlier than they do. So
maybe this year will be better for you. Hope springs eternal.
I'll just be glad when it's not umpteen million degrees outside.
I don't mind the temperature. It's the 400% humidity that makes me want to die. Like, as soon as I walk outside, my underwear is like, and we are fresh out of the washing machine. I'm like, why is my underwear wet? It's not cool, you guys. Have you ever taken underwear out of a washing machine and put it on? That's what it's like. Also, don't do that.
Yeah.
Well, that was too much information.
So yeah, that's sort of mine. Is I'm not excited about it, but at the same time, I'm kind of looking forward to going back and not having to deal with my kids. I've had them this whole summer, except for Penny. She goes to daycare, but Trevor and Layton, it started out, it was all good and everything, and then at the end of the summer, I'm so exhausted and tired. I look at them and I go, if you want to watch TV all day, I don't care. I'm kind of exhausted from doing it all summer. I honestly don't know how stay-at-home parents can do it. Like stay-at-home parents that home teach their kids and everything. You know,
That would be tough.
my dad says I have the patience of a saint. And I'm like, no. I feel like they're beating me.
Turk's like, no.
No.
I have a lot of respect for anyone that homeschools, because I think if I tried to homeschool Sam, neither one of us would come out of it with any kind of education. We'd cover some basic math, and she, being smart, would get it right away. And I'd be like, hey, we're doing really good. Let's take a video game break. 3 hours later, she's like, hey. And I'm like, hey. And I'm like, do you want to get back to it? And she's like, not really. And I'm like, yeah, me either. So that's why I'm not an educator. So.
But yeah, that's sort of my thing.
All right, then. Next. So that means one of you other two.
Yes, I know. I'm thinking. So last week I had a final thought that was pretty personal because, you know, new addition to the family and all that. So I feel like I talk about Final Fantasy Brave Exvius a lot, so I'm gonna keep it short and simple. But anyone that's been playing the game, there was a major change that went into effect today, Thursday, August the 2nd, and it's pretty awesome. And some units got a huge upgrade if you're able to move them from 6 stars to 7 stars. I've been trying it out, and because I've got a couple, I've been able to do all sorts of trials and stuff I was not strong enough to do before. So, power creep, yes. And then I really don't know a whole lot about Boomsday Project, aka Goblins and Gnomes Part 2, aka the Reckoning, whatever. I actually have not seen that many previews, so at this point, having found out that it's going to go live on Tuesday, I might just wait and see what I get for my polls and go, ooh.
So I should not tell you that the full set is already up?
I mean, you can tell me.
Okay. Hey, the full set's already up on
What?
the website.
Okay. Is it actually laid out correctly on like the way that they do most of their stuff?
It is laid out by class, and past that I can't tell. It seems to be randomly laid out within the class, but I also wasn't looking at it real close. I know it wasn't by rarity, and I don't think it was alphabetical.
Okay.
It wasn't by mana cost like it appears in the whatever.
It could have been by mana cost. That would make sense.
Well, if I get bored between now and Tuesday, I'll take a look at it, but otherwise I'll just start doing my polls and see what I get. That way I won't get disappointed if I don't see something I really want. I won't get disappointed until I play against that same card 50 times first 40 game.
Not by mana cost either. Maybe it was by, like, when they were revealed, maybe? I can't tell.
Yeah. I'm done. Next.
All right. Let's see. I got to hang out with Austin and Gabe earlier this week. We took the day off on Tuesday and hung out here and went to get some burgers for lunch and then went to Lucky's and hung around and played cards for a while.
And you didn't invite me to go to lunch, you bastard.
Yeah, I forgot.
Oh, wait, this week?
Yeah.
I was driving all every day this week, so whatever.
Oh, okay. Dang.
But still, dick.
Yeah. And one of the things we did was use like the last of the Masters 25 that I had got to do a 3-person Winchester draft, and it was really fun. And Austin ended up winning. I was at 5 life, and he had 2 creatures, and I had attacked with a flyer, and I still had 2 blockers. And even though he had a Swiftfoot Boots, I thought it was okay because I didn't think he had any like really huge creatures left in his deck anymore. But lo and behold, on his next turn, he untaps and he throws down a Sundering Titan.
Oh God!
and attaches
the Swift.
Yeah, and attaches the Swiftfoot Boots to it, and runs at me, and I ended up losing because the creatures, I just had 2 blockers, but the creatures that were attacking me were the Sundering Titan, something with 6 power, and a Phyrexian Ghoul. So if I didn't block, if I didn't block either of the big creatures, then I just died. But if I didn't block the Phyrexian Ghoul, he would eat the big creatures, and then I would die. So,
yep,
he got me. And in some of those last packs, there was an Azusa and an Imperial Recruiter. So I was like, ooh.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah. But yeah, so it was good to see them.
Would have been nice to be able to see them.
Yeah, I forgot to tell you about it.
That's okay. I don't actually like Austin anyway. As he points out every time we say, hey, you don't like me. I'm like, I don't! Oh my God! Although he does pop up in stream every once in a while. Anyway, so I guess that just leaves me.
Yep.
Where, hey, you've got the opportunity to listen to the Manapool episodes live over on twitch.tv/themanapool. Like I said earlier, there's we do the shows live there now, complete with the pictures of all of us. And we don't have cameras because not all of us have cameras, and those of us that do, some of us can't be trusted.
Not naming names or anybody.
Yeah, it's mostly Dirk though.
Absolutely.
But also visual aid. Like I had the browser window open so you could see which cards we were talking about. Stuff like that. I think it helps. So yeah, by all means, come hang out. Monday nights we do Monday Night Magic. Thursday nights we do the Manapool. And then other nights I stream other things like oh god, what else gone up lately? I have streamed in the last little while Batman Arkham City. I did the Harley Quinn's Revenge DLC, which was kind of short, actually. Don't remember it being that short. I don't remember playing as Batman that much in it, but it's like half Batman. I'm like, I just played through this entire giant-ass game as Batman. Then you give me Robin, and you're like, hey, you want to play as Batman? I'm like, no, and then it plays Batman. I'm like, damn it.
You know you want to.
Yeah, I really didn't. But that's okay, because it gives you Robin in all of the challenges, which is where the rest of the fun is, because I love the combat and the Predator challenges in Arkham City are all brilliant. And I'm going to go through all of them with all 4 characters, because you have Batman and Catwoman and Nightwing and Robin. Yay! Anyway, and let's see. So that, Hearthstone, Plague Inc., Reigns, Slay the Spire, The Stanley Parable. These are all things that I've streamed lately, and most of it is getting cut up and going up on YouTube.com/themanapool. Namely, all of that except for Batman, actually, is going to go up on YouTube. Tomorrow, the Cuphead finale finally goes up. Tell Ashley.
I will. I forgot to mention that too. I was on the phone with her earlier today.
I hope she's not opposed to swearing, because there's a non-zero amount of swearing in the final Cuphead video, because the devil, as you might think, sucks.
Yeah. She's down with swearing. She'll be fine.
Lots of sharp, single-syllable swear words. Several montages of getting goat slapped. It got to the point where I was like, look, I can't do this anymore. How about we start making bigger cuts?
Yeah, I think you made the right choice.
Oh, did you watch it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I was talking to my friend Casey earlier, and she's like, "Oh my god, you look so broken." I'm like, "I know what you're talking about." Is there text on the screen? She's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Yep." It was a bit touch and go there during that recording session, but anyway. I got nothing. So anyway, if you want to watch all of this stuff, I highly recommend the Stanley Parable once those videos start going up, because that game is simultaneously hilarious and depressing and brilliant and depressing all at the same time. If you're one of those people who has it and has always been meaning to play it, I highly recommend you play it, and then come to the YouTube channel and watch me play through it. See if my reactions are the same as yours. But it's a game that can and will be spoiled, so by all means, go play it first. Or don't. It's up to you. Which is the whole point, because you get the choices. But anyway. Yeah, so that leaves all of the social media stuff, Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. We have all of that. It's all the Manapool. Go check it out. Give us a follow or a like or whatever is the appropriate term on whatever platform you're on. And don't forget, as I say every week, if you have Amazon Prime, you have a Twitch subscription that you could just give to a streamer right there every month. You pay for it. It's part of the thing you get. So by all means, link up your Twitch account to your Amazon account and give it to somebody. Preferably someone small. Preferably me. But if you're not going to give it to me, that's fine. But give it to someone, because you're paying for it. You already have it. Use it to make someone's day, because I assure you, you'll make someone's day with it. Yay. And with that, I guess that's everything. I guess that's everything. So, all that's left is to say, if you would like to help support what I do with all of this content creation, the 2 podcasts a week and the YouTube videos and the Twitch streams and all that, the most direct way to do it is via patreon.com/themanapool, where you can get Manapool episodes and YouTube videos early. Or you could get the early stuff and the odds and ends, all the stuff recorded before and after both Monday Night Magic and the Manapool. Or you could get the early stuff, the odds and ends, and get the shout out on both podcasts, and your name will be on the end slate for all the videos that go up each month you support at that tier. So I would like to thank Kim Ho, Andrew Hunt, Al, Paul. Oh, goodness. Let me try that again. Kim Ho, Andrew Hunt, Al, Paul David, Lance Delicious, Team U, Hellas Haryu, Connor Kennedy, welcome, John Morris, Stuart Slaw, PJ McMullen, Bosco Brattain, Casey, Nathan Hay, Danny Liao, Jason Doan, Cody Buckowing, Jake Jansons, Jason Kaus, Brian DeLucci, Stark Maximum, John Parker. You know what? It's a Patreon problem, so I will read all of these names off, even though they've been declined. Jimmy Scott, Dan Holm, Bartle, Mike Millerburn, and the Beastfather, Aaron Goodwine. Thank you all so very much for your support. I quite literally could not do it without you. And with that, I guess we will be done with the Manapool number 519. Wow, that means next episode is 520. Because, you know, basic math. You know what's so great about 520?
What's that?
I was hoping you'd know, because I got nothing.
Oh.
It's usually when I'm eating dinner.
Sick! So, yeah, okay, we're done now. So thank you all so very much for listening, and, go play some Magic.